Hello, San Antonio and everybody around the world. This is Rita Hernandez, radio TV host and personality of Inspiration for Life Radio TV Web Network, live on air with Rita, broadcasting live. Just really super excited about everything that's happening here today. And really quick, before we always go live and before we start talking to the audience, if y'all have to get off Facebook Live, you can always go to Inspiration for Life Radio. We are also broadcasting live on our radio station. So you can go to www.inspiration4 with the number 4 life.org and click on Listen Live. The other cool place they can go to is download the TuneIn radio app. TuneIn is one word. Just download the app and search Inspiration for Life Radio. And we're on 24/7 in over 147 countries around the world. So again, you can enjoy all the music from San Antonio local artists and also independent musicians from around the world, and just great things on their radio station. So, but hello, how are you?
Hi.
We have Ashley Bird here with us.
Yeah.
She is our guest for today. So this is our Media Monday. We like to kind of do our shows on Mondays. Sundays and Mondays, it's very nice and quiet, except when the VIA buses pass by. Then it gets a little loud, but it's all good. We love VIA. Just really thankful to be able to do our shows and really kind of showcase and highlight all the amazing guests that are here in San Antonio and local, just whatever it is. We love to bring our guests and showcase. So I wrote this name down because I said, let's try saying it 10 times, but I said, no, we'll write it down. It is the Monarch, Butterfly, and Pollinator Festival.
Yes.
Yes.
You got
Oh
it.
my goodness. Well, I saw it on Instagram and I said, this is a very interesting event. Well, my family and I were big butterfly fans. My aunt just passed away, and she was a huge butterfly fan. So everything now with what we do, we put butterflies. And my mom's just like, Rita, I'm going to get you some butterfly earrings, or I want this butterfly, and so forth. So it really means a lot. The symbol really means a lot to our family.
Sure.
And we have one of our logos, and it's everyday empowering events. But the way the logo looks, you put the E this way and the 3, because E3,
Right.
it looks like a butterfly.
Yeah.
So the logo ends up looking like a butterfly for E3, like everyday empowering events, E to the third power kind of thing. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like a butterfly. So that was something created that we didn't even plan,
Intentionally,
you know.
sure.
So there's the whole thing with the butterfly just kind of really means a lot. But when I saw this event and I went to the website, I said, there is a lot of great information, a lot of great education, and a lot of great events, not just once, but like the whole entire month.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump right into all these wonderful questions. So let's talk about yourself and your role with the festival.
Yeah, for sure. And first, I kind of just want to speak to like what you're referencing as far
Yes.
as I think that not only the butterfly, but specifically the monarch butterfly is really special to a
Yes.
lot of people. It symbolically within Mexican culture, Mexican tradition, it represents the souls of those who have passed,
Yeah.
which is why we do it during this time, and it correlates with the monarch
Yeah.
migration. So for you to feel that way, I think you represent a
Yeah.
lot of people. But my name is Ashley Bird, and I am the manager of the Monarch Butterfly and Pollinator Festival. And yes, so we have, our goal is to make the whole month of October an opportunity to celebrate pollinators and appreciate what they do for us and for our ecosystem and for our food and supply chain. They actually make 1 out of every 3 bites of food possible, so they're extremely important to the entire ecosystem and especially to us as humans.
Yeah.
But yes, we work with a lot of different partners throughout the city and throughout this region, really, to be able to put together a lot of different educational events that teach people about the importance and value of pollinators in the ecosystem. And then we host personally 2 events. The first one, which we did last Thursday, which was a sustainability event with Catherine Hayhoe,
Okay.
where she talked about climate change in just a really, really accessible way, and how to talk to people that don't necessarily believe in climate change, and focusing on the things that we agree on rather than things that we don't agree on.
Yeah.
That was at Legacy Park downtown, which was wonderful. We did pollinator planting. And there was an artist who did recycled art, and it was great. It went really well.
And the cool thing about that is, like, you can really, and you know, it's funny you said the word artist, because I was like, I should have put a butterfly painting right here.
Yeah,
I should have
there's
put
plenty.
a butterfly. I just thought about that because you could see the painting right behind us. I was like, oh, I should have put a butterfly painting here,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you can really get creative with it, with the
Absolutely.
different types of mindset of ideas. And I was just talking to Stephanie. I said we're going to get our youth program going, and we really want to work with you guys and try to do different things to encourage the youth and stuff like that. So it's just, to me, and it's just really inspiring,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I think that it's one representation of the interconnectedness of all life.
Yeah.
And it's just a really easy lens with which to look at how we are connected, and how when you work towards, saving and making good for this one animal, you're actually doing good for many animals and many plants in the entire system. So, yeah, that's why we love it. And then we actually do 2 other events. I forgot, speaking of youth. We do the Caterpillar Condo Program, where we worked with over 90 classrooms and libraries throughout San Antonio, Comal County, and the South, to be able to bring in what's called a caterpillar condo. So it's a pop-up mesh kit, and then they get a little caterpillar and a milkweed, which is the host plant. And then I have an organization called Blooming with Birdie, where I created all of the virtual curriculum for children to engage with every stage of metamorphosis.
Nice.
So we did
That's
that this
pretty
year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have the festival itself, which is really the culminating event, which is coming up. It's this coming Saturday, October 16th, at Confluence Park, which is my favorite park in the city. It's so beautiful. Where we will have, I just did the map. So we have over 50 partners, vendors, doing, educational, hands-on education about pollinators, about birds, about any kind of animal that contributes to the ecosystem. We'll be tagging monarch butterflies, which if you've never done that, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And then we actually have what's called this year the Forever Journey, which is the shirt that I'm wearing right now. It's by local artist Jose Sotelo. And for there, it's basically kind of tying in that cultural piece that you and I were talking about at the beginning, where, the monarch butterfly really represents, the cultural and spiritual aspect for Mexican culture of those who have passed. And so we tag monarchs this year in the name of someone who has passed away. So that you can honor and cherish them. And through this tagging, where you put the little sticker on there through Monarch Watch, we actually contract to see if that monarch makes it all the way to Mexico.
Wow.
So it's, and we've done this for 5 years since the festival began, and we've recovered, I don't know the exact total, but last year I believe we had 2 or 3 recovered, which is just really, really special when you know that you were able to tag it and then it made it all the way to Mexico. Wow. It's a really incredible feeling.
And that, again, just that excitement that I hear from you and the different programs. And I was just recently there at Confluence Park with Ciclovia, so that was a super cool, opportunity to kind of get a feel of the park and all the different vendors and stuff like that. So I like that y'all are going to do that there as well.
Yeah, me too.
With the different stations.
How do you tag a monarch butterfly? Yeah, that's a great question. So there's these stickers. They're biodegradable. They don't do any kind of harm to the monarch. They were intentionally designed painstakingly by Fred Urquhart out of Canada, a Canadian scientist. That you put this tiny little sticker, and then you pick up the monarch at the leading edge of its wing, so right behind its head. And then there's a special cell called the discal cell, which is right in the middle, and it kind of looks like a hand glove. And you put the sticker on there, and then you record all that information and send it to Monarch Watch, which is the organization out of Kansas that actually keeps up with all the data and the records. And then you release it and hope for the best. But yeah, it's a really it's
a little kid like
and you're not the only one. I mean, that's one of the experiences that I did that was just this like, oh my gosh, this is a really incredible animal. So much so that we've taken so much efforts to be able to tag it and learn more about it in order to be able to save it. So
see, on that note, this is why we do these shows, so we can educate everybody how this happens. And Stephanie knows, it's like we try to find. It's not just about, we're doing the radio show. It's about letting people know in our network and what we do, all the cool things that are happening, and that's the power of social media, is getting on there and saying, oh, wow, this is pretty interesting. Most people would be like, oh, butterflies, whatever. They're just going to pass that up. I said, no, not us. We're here to empower the youth, get them started, get them educated, get them to, maybe one day want to be a part of this, want to be a part of the programs. So I know that's what talking about. Like, when did y'all officially begin this? When did this start?
Yeah, so in 2015, Mayor Ivy Taylor signs the Mayor's Monarch Pledge, which basically says that we will do whatever we need to do to help support this particular animal.
Okay.
And so there's a list of things that we have to do, and one of those on the list is to create a festival that educates the community about the value and the importance of the monarch butterfly.
Yeah.
And so Monica Mackley, who is the founder, she took that on.
Okay.
And so since 2015, she's worked with, it's been at the Pearl for the first 3 years. Last year, of course, because of COVID, we did everything virtually, which actually ended up being wonderful. Out of it came a lot of different unique and wonderful programs. And then this year, we are now at Confluence Park. Yeah, so that's kind of how we got started, was just fulfilling the Mayor's Monarch Pledge and doing our part for the festival and basically facilitating education around the monarch.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And I took a look at the website and I saw that y'all started from October 1st all the way to the end of the month.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the different events y'all have throughout the month?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're interested, I would go to TexasButterflyRanch.com and go to festival, and we have the festival calendar. But we partner with Pearl, and we're doing all month long. We're celebrating pollinators, where they have distinguishing factors on their menus to show you like what foods are made possible by pollinators, and then there's new signage to identify pollinator plants. There's an event at the Witty that's coming up where they talk about how tequila is made possible. Farm Table is doing one also for tequila and agave at their location. Garcia Street Farm did urban tours. I believe it was this last weekend.
Okay.
So there's so many events this summer. I'm
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember all of them.
Let's see which ones I can make.
Yeah, we have a river ride with SA Bike Share on Friday of this week. There's a birding event with Bear Audubon Society on, I believe, Thursday, which will be virtual, so anyone can attend.
Wow.
Where they talk about hummingbirds are actually really incredible pollinators, like who knew? They're going to talk about that. So, yeah, like I said, the calendar is very robust and has a lot of events related to pollinators throughout the month.
That is pretty cool. And I know with the founder creating, but was it just her idea, or what was the inspiration behind putting the festival together?
Sure. So the National Wildlife Foundation is actually who created the Mayor's Monarch Pledge, and we were just the first one to be able to actually fulfill all of the things that needed to be fulfilled to be a Monarch Champion City. So we are the first Monarch Champion City in the United States. Yeah. So she had support as far as it was a requirement to have the festival, but from there she worked really in partnership, like I said, with the Pearl and with the city, and then with a ton of different partners. The San Antonio River Foundation, the San Antonio River Authority have been partners from the very beginning. And this year, actually, we've really partnered with the River Foundation. They're our keystone sponsor, which is how we're able to be at Confluence Park.
Yes, and I was able to speak to the one lady prior to meeting with you, and she started talking about the San Antonio River Foundation. I was like, we've worked with them before. We've been around. Yeah, so we've been around for over 16 years with Inspiration for Life and the community outreach from the very beginning, and we've partnered with so many different organizations. So this right here in the community and all the great partners that y'all are working with, that's so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel really grateful, and I think it speaks to the value and importance not only of the festival but of this type of education. Like I said, we have over 30 partners. There's Latino Outdoors, the San Antonio Museum of Art, Bear Audubon, Mitchell. Like there's, I could just go on and on about all. Again, I feel so bad trying to remember all of them.
And it's all good because we can always go back and put all their links underneath.
Yeah.
The Facebook Live. We can always go back and put their links to kind of educate and say, hey, we want to. You can't do anything without partners and all the people that are behind it and stuff like that. So it's very important that we recognize.
And even the private community as well. So Bolero is one of our main sponsors, HEB. So we're able to be supported by the Winkler Foundation, the Newmans. So we're able to be supported financially by a lot of really incredible individuals, foundations, and companies as well.
Or they could just go to your website and you list all your sponsors on there.
They're all there
anyway.
too.
That's why I was on your website. It's like you could just go to their website and check out all of the amazing sponsors that are on there, so none of them will get missed.
Yes.
Now, what is the main message behind this whole event?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, I think more than anything else, it's being able to provide the opportunity to educate the community about the value of pollinators and how they impact our ecosystem and why it's important to care for them and to protect our environment. Because we are, as we said earlier, like everything is interconnected, and any one piece that falls off, it's going to makes the entire system weaker. And so that's what's most important to us. And to be honest, I think with all of the events, and part of the reason why we have such a robust calendar is that, you know, you may love the butterfly, but maybe your friend doesn't, but she's really into bees.
Yeah.
So we also do things around bees or bats or butterflies. Like, the whole goal is for someone to find something to connect with that brings them into the conversation, that brings them into making change in their lives that are going to have a positive impact on the ecosystem, and recognize their value and place in it as well.
Exactly. So there's hands-on action going on at the festival.
Yeah, the entire day.
Yeah.
So I'm actually I'm a Montessori educator, so hands-on education is what I'm very passionate about. And so throughout, every organization is doing something where you get to, maybe it's plant a plant, maybe it's learn and play a little monarch matching game. Like, there are so many things that are available for people to do of all ages. So most of the people do something both for adults and for kids, and but it's family friendly, to say the least.
And I think that's very important to get other organizations, even businesses, involved, because, like, for ourselves, we have our student ambassador program, and we want to start getting all of our youth and our team to say, hey, you know what, we have this event coming up, let's all go, and maybe y'all can go volunteer and kind of get an idea. You know, that way they can get community service hours and so forth. So do y'all ever look for volunteers for your events?
We do. Fortunately, we work, like I said, with the San Antonio River Foundation, and so there's River Warriors. So if anyone's interested in being more involved with the River Authority, the River Foundation, I highly recommend it. They're an incredible organization, and if you're passionate about, you know, the water, which is like what links all of us together, that's a great way, and that's typically who we kind of work with as far as our volunteers go.
Okay. So that's a great opportunity for those. Now, do y'all have I know y'all have a team, and y'all have a staff, a great team behind you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So Monica Mackley, obviously the founder, she's very involved. I handle in most of the educational partners and those aspects of it. Usually we have 1 to 2 interns depending on the year and availability. This year we're working with Claudia Kuchar of Trinity University, and she's amazing.
Ooh, Trinity.
The Trinity interns what they provide for the community is so helpful. And then we also work with the San Antonio River Foundation and their team. So Sergio Ramirez, who handles their programming, is incredible. Freddie Siegelson is the executive director, and so he's always available to be able to support us both with fundraising and for helping us make decisions. And then Albert handles a lot of the logistics.
And that's pretty cool, because, again, it's like the last question, say, how does this festival, how can it help others? But are y'all already helping Trinity? Y'all are already helping this. You know, it's like really kind of expanding out there. But how can y'all help others with businesses and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. So it truly is a collaborative event. So everything that we do is geared towards bringing up and raising others and providing them with the opportunity to educate about what they're doing and how they're supporting the ecosystem in our community. We absolutely believe that it's not our festival. It is the city's festival, which is why it's Pollinator Appreciation Month. That is
truly amazing. And just going on, you know, from the top of my head, there's just so many things that, you know, like I said with Stephanie, our minds are rolling with the questions with the butterflies and all this stuff. But I guess they just have to go and experience it themselves.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and the different stations to kind of educate themselves. So I'm really, really thankful that you're able to share all that. Now, how can they get some more information about the festival?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would go to texasbutterflyranch.com, and you can go to the festivals and easily click on Festival 2021, and there's a ton of information on there. I also recommend, if you're interested in learning more about pollinators, the ecosystem, you can subscribe. Monica she's the co-founder of what is now the San Antonio Report.
Okay.
So she's an incredible journalist, and that's really how she got started. But through there's a blog, and so she's always posting really incredibly well-written and well-researched information about pollinators, specifically a lot about butterflies, but then also bats and bees and all of those types of things. But then I would encourage people just to come on Saturday.
Yes.
It starts at 9:30. It kicks off with a parade around 9:45 around Confluence Park, which is just adorable, because the kids put their wings on, adults put their wings on, and then everyone kind of like celebrates pollinators. We're doing something we've never done before this year with a bee kayaking event, where you actually get to go for free down on the river and get to kayak, which a lot of people have not had that opportunity. Again, we're just trying to make a lot of these experiences, you know, free and accessible to the entire community. But yeah, come in tennis shoes. You'll be walking around. It's all outdoors. We are do have COVID precautions as far as everyone will be wearing masks if you're closer than 6 feet, and then encouraging people to give their distance.
Yes.
There will be art in the education center. So there's something for
Yeah,
everybody
a little
and someone
bit
of
of
all ages.
everything.
On your kayaking, do they have to take their own kayaks, or is that something
No,
that
it's
you
free.
provide?
Yeah, no, we provide the entire experience. You just have to come.
So do they have to sign up before they get there, so they get that kayak? Is there
So
a
it's just
before
like
reservation?
first come, first serve.
First
kinda.
come, first serve. Yeah, and I believe there's like 8 kayaks. I could be wrong, but there's quite a few kayaks. Yeah.
So if they have their own, can they bring their own?
No, we have a closed off section designed for it, and there's an obstacle course, and so
Don't show up with your kayaks.
do not come with your kayak. We will not be able to put it in the water at that time.
Yes. And
But there will be kayaks for everybody.
And this is what I love. Again, we're able to share that information. There's a whole bunch of great things going on. So if you can, everybody, come on out this Saturday. One more time, date, time.
Yes, this Saturday at Confluence Park, 9:30 is when the parade kicks off, and it will be going until about 2 o'clock. Live music. It'll be super fun.
Yeah. So Inspiration for Life might be making a pop-up appearance and kind of
Yeah.
broadcasting live and
Yeah, you should
sharing
come.
the event. So we do look forward to it. Now, do you have any
Absolutely.
last words of encouragement that you would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I think more than anything else, it's just for everybody to expand kind of your awareness and your understanding of the world around you, because if we now is the time. Like, it's really important for all of us to be able to engage and understand and to take action to be able to make sure that we're making the world a better place.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank
Ashley Bird,
you.
for being a part of our show.
Thank you for having
And
me.
thank you all for tuning in to Live on Air with Rita on Inspiration for Life Radio TV Web Network. And also to our listeners, thank you all for being a part of this broadcast. Just, again, super excited about this weekend and super thankful for having you as a guest on our show.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is Rita Hernandez. Get inspired, be inspired, stay inspired.